Hi there, I'm Lyndon Thorpe, and this is the Millionaire Mindset Breakthrough Event 2. This is a new cycle. We ran this cycle last year, but this is a super duper version, and we're running it again, and we're going to be running this all year. So we just keep repeating the cycle. So today, event 2 then is really about gratitude. Okay, so let me start. I've introduced myself to you before, but if you are here for the first time, I'm Lyndon Thorpe. I'm a mindful educator. I'm a mentor, a millionaire mentor. I'm a millionaire's apprentice myself, and I'm handing on the legacy, handing over the wisdom to other people. And I run a campaign on LinkedIn called Escape the 9 to 5 Grind. You'll see me around. I'm posting lots and doing videos and all sorts of things. So, yes, if you want to find out more about me, please go to my profile. Okay, Escape the 9 to 5 Grind, Lyndon Thorpe. You can see my name there on the screen. And DM me if you'd like any more information or if I can help you in any other way. So let's get started. I'll take you to my screen. Just a moment. I'll just sort a few things out here. I'm afraid we've had some technical problems today. And it was touch and go whether or not we'd be able to do this. But anyway, finally, we've got some connectivity. So I'll go ahead and give you a very short presentation. And I've got everything here on the screen. Okay, yes, as I said to you, my campaign is called Escape the 9 to 5 Grind, Create Your Millionaire Lifestyle Today. And this is event 2. And the title is Gratitude as Your Wealth Magnet. Okay, gratitude as your wealth magnet. Okay, now before I go any further, I'd like to invite you to join my mailing list. Okay, it's very easy to remember, lindythorpe.com. If you put that into your browser, then you'll be able to join my list by just adding your email address and your name, or a name if you want to be anonymous. And what will happen then is that you'll be on my list and you'll receive regular tips on transformation, mindfulness, and so on, and all of the training that I've developed to move people onto the millionaire pathway. Like me, I'm on it, and I'm inviting you to join me on there. So please join my list. I go to lindythorpe.com. People call me Lindy as well as Lyndon, so maybe it's quite easy to remember. We'll be sure to put that in the follow-up mail for you. And when you do join my list, then you'll immediately access this 5-video training. It's my gift to you, and this will get you started. It's called the Anti 9 to 5 Income Plan, and it consists of 5 videos, and each video will give you more and more information about how you can escape the 9 to 5 grind. As you know, so many people now are looking for side hustles. The next 10 years is going to see huge numbers of jobs disappearing. It's estimated that 400,000 jobs will disappear by 2030 as a result of AI, but also as a result of the crumbling of the traditional work model. And so I think everybody has to start thinking of an alternative future. I certainly did. 2 years ago, I retired from my 9 to 5 grind, which happened to be teaching, which I was very passionate about, actually. And I've never looked back since. I've been making money steadily from the internet and learning to become a master marketer. like my mentor. My mentor is Michael Cheney. And in fact, on these videos, you will find Michael Cheney. He is the expert on making money from the internet. He's been doing it for 25 years. He's a multimillionaire. And so you'll find me introducing him and handing you over to him for 5 video trainings. Yeah, his name is Michael Cheney, and he is the most fabulous mentor. Okay, so please do that before you do anything else. Now, today, we are having technical problems, so we don't have anybody in the studio. But I wanted to get you to think deeply about our topics. So I've composed some reflective questions. Okay, first one. What is something in your life that once felt like a major setback, but in hindsight turned out to be a blessing? Okay, what is something in your life that once felt like a major setback, but in hindsight turned out to be a blessing? How many times have you said, oh, that was terrible, but look what I've got now? You know, this has happened to me in my life so many times. Something terrible happens, and in fact, it is a blessing in the end. And this is because, yeah, our lives are pre-planned, really. Karma dictates the way our lives go, and we create that karma. Now, another aspect of me is that I'm a Buddhist and I'm a Buddhist priest. And so I know all about these things, and I'm going to be interlacing them in the training to become a millionaire. So, yeah, karma means that our lives are predestined in many ways. Of course, we can change our destiny, but we have to do that very carefully. More of that in a moment. Second question. If all external measures of success, money, status, possessions, etc., were stripped away, what would still make you feel wealthy? Okay, so it may be like many other people, you are very attached to your status, your job status, maybe your marital status, maybe your social class, depending on where you are. I live in Japan and we don't have a class system here, but if you're in the UK, yeah, there's a huge class system there. So if all of that was taken away and you didn't have any possessions, you were homeless and you had no money, okay, what would still make you feel wealthy? We really put all our belief into these things. But in fact, as many people will testify, tsunami victims, earthquake victims, I live in the land of earthquakes, so we have lots of problems with people losing everything. They just lose everything in a tsunami, or everything disappears down huge cracks. So they end up with no money, no status, no possessions. But something keeps them going. The human spirit keeps them going. And the third question, are you allowing yourself to fully receive the abundance already present in your life? Or are you unconsciously blocking it? Now, recently I've spoken to a lot of people who are interested in following this pathway, and I'm finding a lot of anger. People have a lot of anger because they're not as successful as they want to be. And so it seems that, anger, rage, we find a lot of rage on the roads these days. All of these things are blocking the abundance that exists in the world. And in fact, yes, you only have to look at our emerald earth to see what an abundant planet Earth is. I mean, we're damaging it. But it is so abundant. The nature here is amazing. And it's one of the only planets in the solar system that has such abundance. Yeah, so please think about these three questions as I talk to you now. Excuse me. Yeah, how can you reframe a setback so it becomes something very positive? What would happen if you had none of the things that you equate with wealth? And why are you blocking abundance? Maybe it's anger, maybe it's depression, maybe it's many, many kind of mental states. And I'll be talking more about that in a moment. Okay, so please think about those questions. Let's move on. Excuse me. Here's the agenda today. So we're going to first of all have a quick look at what gratitude is, what it actually is. And then we'll look at the obstacles that prevent us from feeling it and how to overcome those obstacles and flow in your life. And another very Buddhist angle on all this is not taking things personally. Detachment, as we call it. And one of the main practices of Buddhists is to detach. So whatever happens around them, they detach from it, they remain calm, they don't get burnt by the flames of emotion, they stand back and they continue on. Talk about that in a moment. Yes, and mindfulness is the next topic. And today I want to take you through a really wonderful mindful practice. And I'm going to mention breathing, which I've been focusing this week on in my LinkedIn posts. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. But one of the things that makes us really healthy in our lives is nose breathing. Now, you may think that's very strange, or you may know about it, I'm not sure. But yeah, very simply, keeping your mouth closed when you inhale and exhale for as long as you can give you hugely healthy lungs, and it will help you to avoid colds and other infections and so on. So nose breathing is really very effective. And then at the end, we'll have a Q&A, but as there's nobody here, then you can put your questions into the comments below this recording. Okay, so let's move on. Excuse me. Throat. Okay, so gratitude. What is it? Okay, and really it's connected with a sense of wonder, and that is connected to abundance. So let's just look a bit more closely at this. So gratitude is more than just a feeling, isn't it? You know, it's something much deeper than feeling cold or feeling hot or feeling sad, feeling happy. Something much more serious, isn't it? Something deeper. And really, it is a way of seeing the world. If you are grateful, it wildly influences your view of the world. I can tell you that from experience and knowledge also. Gratitude reconnects us with a sense of awe. And this is something we've lost in our modern societies. People are rushing. There's a huge competition going on all the time. And we've lost our sense of awe, mostly. And humanity once had an enormous sense of awe for nature and for the human spirit as well. So we are losing that. And it's part of my mission to try and help you get back in touch with that. Now, in early human history, gratitude was something very natural because humans were fighting with the natural world to survive. And so, yeah, we marveled at things like the sun, the stars, and our existence. And this sense of wonder or awe is really the basis of gratitude, but we're losing it. Modern life makes us numb. We're busy chasing success or wealth out there externally, and we forget to see the beauty of what we already have. All around us, there are beautiful traces of the natural world, even if it's only the sky, if you live in a built-up area. But we do live in these huge urban conurbations, and it means that we're losing touch with nature. So gratitude is the key back to abundance. It allows us to see the extraordinary in the ordinary, to anchor ourselves in the present, and to attract true wealth and fulfillment. And yeah, some people think gratitude is just saying thank you, but that's absolutely the tip of the iceberg. Really, gratitude means that we are fully alive. We're living fully if we're grateful for everything we've got, instead of running after things we haven't got. Okay, so to see the extraordinary in the ordinary is a fabulous talent. I have it, and I'm so pleased. So something very simple can give me enormous joy. And gratitude anchors ourselves now and here in the present. In a moment, we'll do a little mindful practice, and you'll see what that means. And yeah, it allows us to attract true wealth, not only external wealth, but internal wealth, and a sense of life, a sense of fulfillment. Here are some inspiring images. These are two examples of gratitude. And we can see on the left, this woman is so glad to be able to breathe. And, she is so grateful to be alive. And this baby monk on the right, a Tibetan monk, embodies gratitude, as many children do, but especially as Tibetan baby monks do. And I've seen this with my own eyes, so I can tell you it's true. It's not just some kind of image. This is true. Okay, so let's look now a little bit more closely at what blocks our gratitude, okay? What causes us to block it, okay? We need to unlock abundance. We need to realize that gratitude is a choice. We can choose to be grateful or not. Maybe most of the time we choose not to be grateful because we're angry or resentful. And yeah, very keen to know what is blocking your gratitude today. Okay, let's have a little look at some of the factors here. Okay, so the reason gratitude gets blocked, one of them is what is called the hedonic treadmill. In other words, success or momentary joy fades after a while, and we crave more. It's like a drug. The effect fades away, so then we want more. This is called the hedonic treadmill. We keep going. Hedonism is a sense of feeling wonderful. Okay, we want to feel wonderful all the time. Therefore, we want success. And maybe if we don't get success, we turn to things like drugs and alcohol and worse. So how can we deal with this? Well, we can pause and reflect and think about what you have now. that you once wished for. You know, maybe when you were a teenager, you longed to have a car. I'm sure you have a car now. There are many things that we spend our lives longing to have, and then we get them, but are we grateful? Are we satisfied? No, then we want something more. Another thing is, comparison with other people, and also this scarcity mindset. We think there's never enough. And I'm afraid to say, social media fuels this lack. And it's wise not to let social media take over your life, really. We need to shift our perspective. We need to pray for the things that we take for granted. I'll talk about that again in a moment. And this is a big problem. We live in the future or we live in the past. Both the future and the past are delusional. They don't exist. Time is a concept. Okay, now, this is a very difficult concept to grasp in itself, but if you've done a lot of Buddhist practice, it's easy. So we always say, oh, I'll be happy when, or I'll be happy if. We're always looking for something else to happen to make us truly happy. And I can tell you that mindfulness, practicing it regularly, brings up gratitude, and gratitude is now. That's the other thing about this incredible phenomenon. It is now. It's not in the future, it's not in the past, which proves that it is real and the past and the future are not. Okay. Entitlement and expectations. Yeah, we have high expectations in our lives, and other people have high expectations of us, perhaps. But this can breed disappointment. Yeah. If your expectations are too high and things don't go the right way, then you're disappointed. So we're very up and down emotionally. How can we solve this? Well, we can shift from expectation to appreciation. They're similar words, but they're totally different. If we appreciate what we've got and stop waiting for something better, we'll be much happier. And the world will be a much happier place too. The fifth one is stress and overwhelm. Yeah, we are stressed, we are overwhelmed, there is too much stimulation in our lives, maybe. And this kind of chaos blocks gratitude. So, what do we need to do? We need to slow down, we need to breathe, and find one thing to be grateful for. It's simple, really. Unresolved pain or trauma, I'm seeing a lot of this in the people I talk to at the moment. Yeah, if you have a wound from the past, emotional or physical, or both, then it's very difficult to be grateful. If you have pain, it's very difficult to be grateful. But the way to deal with this is to start in a small way and build your resilience. Appreciate your resilience. You may be in an unfortunate state, but you can still be resilient. Okay, and finally, yes, the biggest one, I think, for me at the moment in the people I'm meeting is anger and resentment. Yeah, anger is such a destructive emotion. It consumes joy. Yeah, if you're angry, you can very seldom feel joy. How to solve this? Well, ask yourself, what use is anger? What does anger reveal? Use it as a fuel instead of a poison. Okay, so those are just a few ways you can tackle the blocks. Of course, it's not going to happen overnight. But mindfulness is going to help a lot with this. Let's go on a little bit. Now, this every week I'd like to introduce a Buddhist moment, because that is my main system. That's what keeps me balanced, and I want to share it with you. And so, in the Buddhist way, gratitude is an offering. It's a spiritual offering. And a very famous Buddhist teaching called the Four Reflections says how precious human life is, hard it is to be born as a human being. Now that I am, I must make this life meaningful. Yes, the process of being born is very difficult, not only physically, but also spiritually and emotionally. This human life is so precious. We are here for very special reasons, each of us. So gratitude is a form of spiritual generosity. It's not about receiving. People think gratitude is, getting things, but it's not just that. It's also giving back. And if you can give back, pay forward, some people say, then you'll deepen your interconnections, you'll dissolve your ego, and you'll open your heart. So practicing gratitude is a way to awaken to the richness of human life. It really is such a fabulous life that we have. And many people are awakened through gratitude. Again, I've been talking to a lot of people this week, and just very simple moments of gratitude can really wake you up. So please think about how gratitude as an offering shifts your perspective. Okay, now also I've written an article this week, and it's about breathing. And so breathing really helps us to remain calm, healthy, and keeps our heart open, keeps our hearts open. Breathing consciously is really important. So we need to learn some powerful breathing techniques for stress relief, and we can discover the science behind breath and mindfulness. And there are many practical exercises we can do with breathing that will enhance your daily routine. And breathing is such a natural process. So I created this image to give you a sense. And here's the article here, which we'll give you a copy of in the follow-up mail. So you can go to the link and read it. Has many strategies in it, and I think is very interesting. Now, also, I'd like to just mention that on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I run something called Mindful Moments, Touch Your Heart Every Day. And this is 20 to 25 minutes of mindful practice, and it helps to build a foundation. So on a Tuesday, we do some basic listening work. And when we're mindful, we don't call it listening, we call it detecting vibrations or resonance. That's on a Tuesday. On a Wednesday, we work on the breath and the listening together. And the breath can be a superb anchor. And then on a Thursday, this is where we work on your spine, because your spine connects you to the heavens. So it's the connection between the earth and the heavens. And humans are, with their consciousness that no animals have, are so special in that respect. So we need to keep our spine in good condition. So remember, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, if you're interested in creating a mindful foundation, please join me. It's free. It's on LinkedIn. and I'm there every Tuesday, Wednesday. Forgive us today, we've had a technical issue and I wasn't able to be live today. So not today, but tomorrow, hopefully I will be there as usual. So this is the end of the presentation, and I'm going to stop sharing now. And before we go any further, I'd like to do a little mindfulness practice with you. Okay, so this is an opportunity. It'll take us about 15 minutes to experience the mindful state. And it's really simple. And I'm here as your guide. I'm a qualified meditation teacher. I'm a mindfulness educator, and I'm also a Buddhist priest. So I'm very well qualified to guide you in this mindful practice. So let's just get started. Wherever you are, standing, sitting, lying down, it doesn't really matter. Any position is good and acceptable. But you need to be comfortable for the next 15 minutes. In a moment, I'm going to ring the Buddhist bell. And when you hear this bell, when you detect the resonance of this bell, I'd like you to allow your eyelids to drop. Okay. Notice at this word allow. Mindfulness is not about doing. It's the opposite. It's non-doing. All you have to do is follow my voice, and the dropping of the eyelids is something you can allow. And we do this when we sleep. However, I don't want you to feel drowsy, so please let them drop, but keep a small rim of your gaze open so you don't get too sleepy. Contrary to what you maybe have been told, mindfulness is not relaxation. It's not switching off at all. It is the opposite. It is heightening your awareness. Okay, so I'm going to give you an experience of this now. And we're going to focus on gratitude, a very special aspect of gratitude. So let's get started. When I ring the bell, allow your eyelids to drop. Here we go. Okay, just take a moment to settle down. When we close down the visual field, we become much calmer. So just keep that rim of light open at the bottom of your gaze. And as we enter our mindful practice, our non-doing, non-time restricted practice, there's no time measurement in mindfulness. Leave that to me. I'm here to make sure we don't go on for too long. And so just trust me to look after the time and focus on you. This is your time. Okay. Now, as we start to go down into a mindful state, two things will happen. The first one is that you'll become really aware of your breathing. When the eyes are open and we're busy engaging with the world, the busy, busy world, then we breathe very shallowly. But when we close down that visual field or reduce that visual field, then we start to breathe much more deeply. So just be aware that you're breathing more freely. And you may be aware of your body and the way your lungs are filling and emptying. So just focus on that freedom of your breath. Don't do anything, just allow your breath to be free. And enjoy this. The second thing that may happen is that you want to label things, you want to use words. You don't need words in mindfulness. I'm using them just to develop your foundation, but in fact, words are not important when we're being mindful. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to take your attention into your environment, the space around you, and I want you to detect the vibrations and frequencies in your space. So move your attention around, above, below, to the left, to the right, in front and behind. Move your attention around and detect the vibrations. And accept them without giving them a name. Don't try to guess, just accept that these are the vibrations in your immediate environment. Okay, so as you begin to drop your shoulders and to feel really very different quite quickly, then let's go back to the breath. Continue detecting the sound in your environment. And let's also pay some attention to our breath. We inhale and we exhale.
Hello, Lindy.
And we keep going. That just keeps going on and on. We don't have to do anything. It happens. So just feel that rhythm of inhaling and exhaling at your own rate. And now we're starting to get really deeply into a mindful state. Then maybe your breath is deepening and you are having a longer in-breath and a longer out-breath. And at this point, I'd like you to just close your lips together and breathe in. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. Now, of course, this may be difficult if you have a cold or you have a sinus infection, so don't worry if you can't do this easily. But if you don't, give it a try, because this is the absolute premium way to breathe, to be fully healthy. The lips gently closed and the air coming in through your nose and out through your nose. Okay, and we're focusing all our attention on detecting the sound in our environment and in our breath. Now, let's think about the breath. Maybe you've never thought about it before. But this is the number one thing to be grateful for. We should have supreme gratitude for the breath. If we didn't have it, if it stopped working, we wouldn't exist. We would expire. We would die. Okay, so feel that your breath is the most precious thing in the whole world. And it is so precious because the earth provides breathable gas, oxygen. No other planet that we know of does. But here we are on our emerald earth, and we can breathe. We don't need to wear a spacesuit. We can breathe freely, the air. So be terribly grateful to the earth for providing this way of sustaining our lives automatically. The oxygen is there, always. The second thing to be so grateful for is our bodies, because the lungs, the human lungs, are 100% evolved. They process the oxygen, take out the wonderful nutrients that make our lives healthy, and expel the harmful components, CO2. So inside your chest right now, you have a miracle happening. The oxygen is transformed into nutrients, and then all the harmful components are expelled. It's a miracle. The breathing mechanism of humans is a miracle. So please, at this moment of mindfulness, experience gratitude for your breath. Your breath is your existence. And we take it for granted. We no longer are in awe of it. And it's only if we can't breathe that we begin to realize how important it is. So focusing on your breath in this way not only gives you a sense of awe at the miraculous being that you are on this miraculous planet, but it also gives you an anchor. And the breath is a fabulous anchor. It anchors you into now and here, in a mindful space, a safe haven, now and here. There's nothing more. So fill yourself with that sense of awe. And if you really experience this deeply, you'll always have this as a mindful resource. Our mindful period is coming to an end. In a moment, I'm going to ring the Buddhist bell. And as we did at the beginning, I'd like you to allow your eyelids to open, to float open as slowly as possible, and look out into the world. Here we go. Okay. So now gaze into the screen or wherever you're looking and feel how differently your eyes are working. Now you've really rested them. And feel how open your heart is and how grateful you are that you are here now with us, experiencing this amazing awe at being human, at having a miraculous body, at being on planet Earth. And take this feeling of awe into your busy life. You'll never forget it now. And I hope you feel as good as I do. I feel great. 15 minutes of mindfulness, and I'm great. Okay, it's coming to the end of our session. Let me just share my screen with you once more without disturbing your lovely, calm feeling. I just want to remind you that I have created a 30-day gratitude journal for you. It's a PDF, here it is, and it has lots of the things I've mentioned during my talk and my mindful guidance. And what you have to do is go through each day, set yourself up for the next 30 days and spend 5 or 6 minutes a day, 5 to 10 minutes a day. Tells you how to use this journal here at the beginning. And there is some Buddhist wisdom here for you. And then you start week 1, Awareness and Appreciation Day. And each day you have something to focus on. Okay? And you can go right through for 30 days. And I guarantee if you follow this for 30 days, you will understand this. Gratitude is not just a practice. It's the way to see the world, the best way. And when you embrace it, you invite abundance, peace, and deep fulfillment into your life. So please, this is my gift to you. And if you want to go deeper than this, contact me by DM, and I will send you 3 audio files called Mindful Moments 1, 2, and 3, which will help you with your mindful practice. Okay. Also, let me remind you, this is the flip book. And again, we'll give you a copy of this in the follow-up mail. This is rather fun. It tells you all about me and my story. It describes the goals of the Millionaire Mindset Breakthrough. It has the events. It talks about the trainings that are available. And the video trainings, which I've also mentioned at the beginning of this event. Here are the 5 videos, which will get you on your way to understanding your alternative future. And then if you continue to work in this way, you may be invited to become Michael Chaney's apprentice, like me. I was invited to do that 9 months ago, and I've never looked back. I've never been happier in my life. Okay. And everything is here. You can contact me, my profile, my email address, my Calendly, if you'd like to book an audit with me. I can talk to you about your strategies and audit them, or your skills and audit them. And we can make the first steps that you need to take. Also, if you go to my First Hand Life website, you'll find lots of interesting articles to read about becoming a millionaire and starting an internet business for your global future. So thank you so much for listening today. And thank you, Natasha, for being my assistant and helping me today. I'm going to stop the recording now, and we'll be putting this recording out on YouTube and on LinkedIn. So hopefully you will be able to follow it. And please, underneath the recording, add comments, ask questions, and I'll attend to those as quickly as I can. Please know you can always contact me on LinkedIn, or you can DM me anytime, and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop the recording there. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of the week, and remember to try and find a few moments for mindfulness each day and gratitude. Thanks so much.